Anyway, well, today our demo is actually fairly easy. But I forgot I needed to cut this first. So we are just talking the binding ease, and we've demoed it before, but it's always like awesome.
Yes.
I think. Let me go grab the little iron.
Yes. This is really fun. I've never.
Well, you open it. I'm gonna cut this.
I'm gonna open this. I watched the video on how to do it. This is actually really cool. I love this. I'm gonna buy this and actually take it home because I have a quilt I need to bind. So it's perfect. It's a silicone. This is silicone, and it has these two lips here that you're going to slide the fabric through. So Jenny is now cutting them, and it's by Quilted Heartz. And so it's a silicone that you put down on your ironing board. You can do it on a table, anywhere, because your iron will rest on here. So how you coming with that, Jenny?
I'm coming.
Awesome. I just love it when I get left.
I know. At least you're good at talking about stuff.
It's good. Yeah, it could be. This is the Quilted Eaze.
I can safely leave
Quilted
you.
Heartz. Quilt Eaze.
I finally did buy one, and I actually really like it.
I think it's pretty cool.
I forget about it. Okay, so we've got our binding strips. We'll pretend that we actually sewed them together. And this is actually for a quilt tonight for comment sold, but it's probably not going to be bound. I quilted it. I started it last night. I was looking on Facebook, and I saw a quilt, and I was like,
oh,
I got to quilt my quilt for tomorrow. So got it done in 2 hours. I was done by midnight.
I always do things on the
I'm an idiot. I had plenty of time. Okay.
All right.
So
here we go.
See these little slats right here?
Okay.
I gotta wait for my iron to get hot.
So
I'm gonna take back the comments. We are actually just going to kind of fold this in half. Kind of work like
like your binding.
Yeah, or it reminds me kind of a bias tape type thing, but for binding. And a little bit safer. So I wound it in there, and I'm gonna stick it in that slot.
Okay, now this is the cool part. Everyone,
so wait
for it. Wait for it.
And you just pop your iron on there and hold down.
Okay, are we ready? We'll slide it out.
If you see that, it's
Isn't
actually
that cool. She's just holding. She's not even. Let me see if I can get it up. So she's just pulling that fabric right through.
And if you had a heavier iron, that would work fine too.
Yeah. I love these little irons. They're my favorite.
I have two. Because you got to have multiple colors.
Do I have my finger up by the end broadcast. That would not have been.
Oh, you can't. It's not a touch screen.
Okay, good. Because I'm like, oh, that would not be good.
Done. Okay.
And look how easy she's just pulling that through.
Well, it'd be easier if this cord wasn't in the way. Here, I'll put on my shoulder flick and vacuuming.
There you go.
But what's nice is the silicone's right there, so it's not going to scorch.
No, it's going to keep the heat
adjusting. I am.
But it does get pretty hot, so make sure you're really careful that
you don't burn
yourself. You don't burn your fingers.
The nice thing about silicone is it evenly distributes the heat. The bad thing about that is if you touch over here, it's hot. So be careful.
Yeah. Just make sure that you don't cut your finger, burn your finger or cut your finger off when you're using yeah. She's not here to
she
defend
can hear
herself.
us though.
Yeah.
All right, and then you have perfectly folded in half.
Isn't that the coolest thing ever?
And I think it's easier than having to spray and
I bet you all want one. I'm pretty sure.
Anyway, so that's our demo.
Oh, awesome.
Be done in like 5 seconds here.
That's awesome. Okay. What else can we? Okay.
Does anybody have any questions they'd like to know our deep?
Well, let's talk about the Oliso irons.
Oh yeah.
Actually, because these are the best. Some of us use them at Tug in our classes.
Mm-hmm. People are asking what this is called. It's called the binding ease.
The binding ease. Does this go backwards?
Nope.
Oh, binding ease. There it is.
This is the only size this one comes in.
Yeah, it's perfect.
But it does fit a little bit bigger than
the 2.5.
Yeah,
did you do yours 2.5?
I did mine 2.5. What size binding do you usually cut?
I always do 2.5, but
Same.
I know 2.25 usually is another thing. It would work just fine. I'm sure you could do a smaller one.
Yeah, absolutely. So like there's still about
there's lots of room.
3/4 of an inch left there. So if you wanted to do a wider beam, it might. trying to say binding and minky at the same time. Binding, or if you were doing something out of minky that was a little bit thicker, it would still fit through this really well.
Yeah, it's really cool. So,
Jennifer, you want the iron in red? I don't think they make it in red, but I bet
they
they will
only have
someday.
They only have the 4 colors. Yeah, the purple, teal, yellow, and pink. And yes,
Speaking of which,
and yeah, that's the purple one. So yes, they should be on the website.
yeah, they're under deal of the day.
Deal
I
of the
think.
day.
So,
Yeah.
A couple cool things about these irons, and actually, I am not a put water in my iron.
Yeah,
I've said
I don't
this multiple
either.
times.
Yeah, I don't either.
It does have steam, and it has a steam shot. So you just add.
Can they see?
I don't know.
No, you were out. You were off camera.
Tried it.
Show
So
them they can see it.
if you just right there, you fill it up with water. It does have holes for steam, which is nice. And it has a little power burst button. The only thing I would say is once you put water in an iron, just know that its life has started.
Yes. Yes.
It is starting to die on you.
Yeah. So
It will happen.
yeah, for sure.
So just know that. And if you don't care, steam away, because I love ironing with steam, but I have the big Oliso that goes ring ring, and I don't
yeah.
want to kill it. So
Yeah.
but it's lasted 3 years for me.
There is a question
Okay.
here. Would it, Alice, right here, up here, would it work with folding each side halfway to the middle?
Let's try that.
Let's try it. Right here on camera, you see it for the 1st
We're
time.
live, folks. I think it would. You might
Yeah.
have to just probably
Well, let's check it out.
you might have to fuss it.
Okay.
So what she's asking is like sometimes if you're doing like a double fold bias, is that what that would be called?
Yes.
So I've folded into the center. You do this on certain things. I'm actually, before I tuck it in there, I'm going to hit it with the iron so it doesn't get cattywampus.
Yeah, it would be good probably to do that anyway.
And
To
then
start it.
I bet it will. It might be giving me a little more fits just because I've already pressed it to the middle,
Right.
but that might actually help too. So I'm pulling.
And
Seems
it is
to be doing a pretty decent job
as
there,
long
Alice.
as long as you kind of feed it through.
hmm I would maybe do this with a heavier iron
Yeah.
because this is getting pushed
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you're going to have
Once
to
you get
maybe play with
started.
it a little bit. But it's better than burning your fingers.
Yeah.
Just tuck it in there.
Huh. Well, I think that works fine and dandy.
Good suggestion. Because, yeah, a lot of bags you have to do this.
Yeah.
I should have put the cord on the other side.
Yeah. But it looks like it's feeding it through.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's actually doing okay. My hand's kind of in the way. Sorry.
So can you see that? It
It's
works
coming
pretty
out
good.
quite nicely. And I'm just really letting the iron, you might want to fluff it a little bit. But yeah, I would say that
Cool.
worked quite well.
I think, yeah, there you have it, folks.
And then you could tuck it, if you wanted to fold that in half, say you're making like a bag handle or something,
Then you could.
you could do it again. So if you don't mind the extra little work, probably it's like an all-in-one bias tape maker.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, I think it would work okay.
So yeah, and then I folded that in half.
And it seems to be doing pretty good.
Thank you, Alice, for making my demo a little bit better.
Yeah.
You guys are really going to miss me, aren't you? Wow. Okay. Betty Jo, you use distilled water. I've tried distilled water. Still doesn't work for me. Karen uses a dry iron and spray. That's what I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good. See, there we go. It worked out well.
So that's our demo.